Hello and welcome to traders and investors. I'm glad to present you the daily market review prepared by analysts and experts from fx.cu portal. Here we go. Today is August 21 and we start into draw pivot points with Evangelos Paulakis. It's EURUSD currency pair. Bearish players on EURUSD slowly and cautiously broke through the daily cloud last week, reinforced by the weekly medium trend 1.0898, and closed the week below the encountered supports. Consolidation in the bearish zone relative to the cloud and continued decline opens new perspectives and opportunities. The nearest support now are 1.0835, monthly short-term trend, and 1.0805, final level of the weekly cross. Further attention will be directed to the support of the monthly medium-term trend, 1.0725, and the achievement of the daily target for breaking the Ichimoku cloud. A change of mood and a return to the market of bullish players will bring back the relevance of the attraction and influence of the weekly medium-term trend, 1.0898. And above, the market will face resistance from the lower border of the daily cloud and the daily short-term trend 1.0954. There is a fairly wide resistance zone from the levels of different timeframes above 1.0986, 1.1001, 1.1055, and 1.1112. As of writing, the main advantage on the lower timeframes belonged to the bearish players. However, the pair is in a corrective zone, using the central pivot point 1.0871. The next resistance is weekly long-term trend 1.0896. This level is key and is responsible for the current balance of power. Consolidation above and a reversal of the moving average can transfer the main advantage to the bullish side. The next targets for the intraday rise will be the resistance levels of the classic pivot points 1.0920, 1.0945. But if the correction stops and the pair updates the low of the correction 1.0846, the downtrend trend will be restored. Targets for the continuation of the decline will be supports of the classic pivot points 1.0822 and 1.0798. The next stage of our review is the next major, pound sterling dollar pair. This trading plan is presented by Andrei Shevchenko, including stop hunting strategy. GBPUSD showed a very weak bullish correction last week, all within the overall downward trend. It could update the monthly lows following this trajectory. The third wave of the decline began to form in the M15 timeframe, with the short breaks, blue lines, being held by sellers. This could be a signal for a price decrease in the pair. Considering the three-wave pattern, ABC, where wave A represents the downward movement last week, market players could sell the pair with stop loss at 1.2750 and take profit at the breakdown of 1.2686, 1.2678 and 1.2590. The trading idea came from the framework of the price action and stop hunting strategies. Gold, sweet gold. We've got a trading plan for this commodity asset presented by Petar Yakimovic. Gold has been trading in the sideways range at the price of 1887, but in the downside trading, which is a sign for potential downside continuation. Due to the series of lower lows and lower highs, and in the downside channel, Petar sees potential for the further drop towards the next lower reference. Downside objective is set at the price of 1860. Stochastic oscillator is showing lower reading, with no clear evidence for the further upside rotation. Intraday resistance is set at the price of 1903. What about USDX in the medium term? Arif Makmur describes. With the Z-score indicator above the moving average, black line on indicator's graphic, and the price movements above the supertrend AI on the daily chart, it gives a pretty strong indication for the USD index in the next few days to continue its bull rally, especially if it managed to break the 103.56 level. So, USD, the index, has the potential to strengthening up to the level of 104.67 if the momentum and volatility are strong enough. Then the level of 105.66 will be the next target, provided that on the way to these levels there is no downward correction to break below 101.91. Because if this level is successfully broken down, then the bullish scenario that described earlier will be invalid. And finally, here's Laurie Bailey with AUDUSD pair focused. Let's have a look. After the price reached the magnetic point at the level of 0.6388 on August 17th, the AUDUSD pair closed Friday with a white candle, retesting support with a lower shadow. The Marlin oscillator turned up on the daily chart, indicating a correction in the range of 0.6515, 0.6560. This morning, the price once again tested the green line of the ascending price channel and showed the intention to move into a corrective phase. This is currently the main scenario, and a consolidation below 0.6388, followed by a further fall to 0.6295, is the alternative scenario. On the 4-hour chart, the price has rising above the MACD line, its blue line on graphic. The Marlin oscillator crossed the zero line and entered the uptrend territory. A synchronous signal builds momentum and a prospect for growth. The price should consolidate above the MACD line 0.6412. That's all I wanted to tell you today. See you online soon and good luck.